Welcome to Double Chin's Wagon, where we discuss the first world problems of middle-ish class millennial moms who live in rural America. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Ray.
Kayla.
And today we are going to discuss the bird test in marriages. Let's get started.
Before we do that, this episode is sponsored by our husbands. And here's a quick message from our sponsor. We need a tone for that. This is the message. These girls are rotten. We don't know where they came from or why we married them. Thank you, husbands. We wish you all the best of luck in relationships and finding love.
I really thought you were going to enter like something like Liam's voice. And I was like, fantastic. You're so prepared.
Oh, that would have been way better. I absolutely should have done that.
I was gonna say, since he's a professional and all.
He is a professional.
What I heard.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so in this episode, we will explore the bird test, which was a TikTok trend in like late 2023, which I didn't know about then because I'm an old lady. And I get all of my favorite TikToks from Reels on Instagram 3 weeks after they're cool. Because that's how I work. That's my life. But it got brought up. I was out and about at a bar. Shocking, I know.
You were at a bar.
and this came up. I don't even know. It was like a legitimate stranger who just happened to be like standing close to our group when something happened. And she was like, oh my gosh, did you guys hear about this? And I'm like, no, tell me more. So that's how this started. And so now I want to tell you guys about it because I am curious to see how your husbands would do with the bird test. Okay, so the concept that the bird test is based off of is actually called bids for emotional connection. And real research has been done on this. The Gottman Institute, which is 2 real doctors, John and Julia Gottman, actually are like professionals that study love and relationships. Yeah. So this is like super legit, and this is part of their like bids for emotional connection kind of like concept. So the thing is, you ask your partner to look at something mundane. And in this test, it's a bird. So you're like, oh, look at that bird out there. And you see if they turn and look or if they engage with you about it. That's it. That's the whole test. So if they
whether they love you or not.
So if they turn and look or engage with you about it, it means that you have a healthy relationship and it has good potential for long-term like sustainability. Because they care about the dumb shit. Because like they want to participate in life with you. And if they're just like, yeah, okay, you should reevaluate if they give a flying fuck about what you say. Yeah.
Like what?
So there it is. I'm willing to bet that Lindsay, and I mean this with so much love, I'm willing to bet if you stood by Trevor and were like, hey babe, look at that bird out the window, he would be like, yeah, whatever.
Absolutely.
It's really important. He'd be like, I do not care.
I don't think that Trevor would give a shit at all. He'd be like, whatever. That's how I feel would play out.
Depends on the
maybe
situation.
What mundane thing do you think might catch his attention?
Oh my god, he's always like, there's a deer outside. I'm like, so cool, let me look.
It is so mundane. Like, I'm the same. I think I would have a similarly negative reaction. Like, so fucking what? Like, how many times have I seen said bird or whatever?
Well, okay, you guys like live in woods though.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a porcupine on my porch the other day, and I was like, yo, Mike, look at this porcupine. And he was like, no fucking way. So he was pretty excited
See,
about
there you
that.
go. There you go. That is cool.
I don't think that's mundane, though. We were both kind of like, no way, this is a porcupine on our porch. So
Okay.
if it was a bird, I'd be like, Mike, there's a bird on our porch. He'd be like, not even respond to me.
See, I hassle Liam actually about this all the time. Even before I knew what this was. Like, if I would tell him things and he would blow me off, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Do you want a new wife? Are you done with this one? Like, if you don't give a shit what I'm saying anymore, what are we doing?
Oh.
I've always hassled
Sometimes
him.
I don't even care what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not even interested in what I'm pointing out. Like, why did I even say that?
Pretty much.
I'm apparently just really needy. That's what I've learned right now.
Or that you have a healthy relationship. It's fine.
And that you actually like put in the work and care about the health of your relationship. I'm over here like, that sounds nice, but like, yeah, we're both gonna feel that. Okay.
I just remember what brought this up. Black squirrels.
Oh my god, black squirrels are cool, and I only saw them when I moved to the UP.
They are so cool. I had never seen a black squirrel in my life until I moved to northern Michigan. And it was before Liam got here. I'm like dicking off, like doing stuff in the yard, like unpacking whatever. And I see this black squirrel in the backyard, and I was so excited about it. And so I texted him. I took a picture of it and I sent it to him. I was like, "Oh my god, babe, I saw the coolest thing. There's a black squirrel in the yard." He's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Babe, no, that's so cool. Have you ever seen a black squirrel before?" He's like, "Yes." Because he grew up here. Like, he's seen him his whole stupid life. Mm-hmm. I had never seen a black squirrel until I moved to Michigan, and I was so excited about it. And 10 years later, well, not quite 10 years, 9 years later, he's still making fun of me for being that excited about a fucking squirrel.
I saw my first too, so.
They're so cool.
And then the
now we
nerd
name
in me
the
is
squirrels.
like, so are they black to absorb heat because it's always freaking cold here?
Oh, that is a
no. They're a weird genetic mutation.
Oh.
They're actually very dark gray. And I read somewhere, I could have looked this up before, whatever. I didn't. I mean, I guess I could look it up now. There is some, like, part of it was, there was, like, some research that was done about them. I want to say it was in Ann Arbor. Like, it was, like, a university project that, like, actually increased the population of them. And so they're really, really prevalent in Michigan and Canada.
There's a genetic mutation that has led to them being black. There was this thing that, like, what was the benefit to being a black squirrel? Why did they want to make more of them?
I don't know.
You know what
cool.
You know what I think the benefit is the fact that at least the ones that I see in our yard, I like that you can see through their fur a little bit and you can see their skin.
I'm gonna pay closer attention to the squirrels now.
Like if there's a good wind and it like blows their fur, like you can see like a little peek of their white skin underneath, and it's so funny.
They have white skin?
Yes.
Well, so this is so crazy because this reminds me of two things. One, in 10 years, I'll tell you about my thoughts of black squirrels in Canada, since I'm not allowed there for another decade.
Funny, not funny.
And two,
I was actually I had to explain that to Liam's like, why doesn't she just drive home from Wisconsin? I was like, because it'll take 100 years. She can't go through Canada. And he was like, what? I was like,
so many people have been like, why are you
just
driving? And I was like, do I really need to explain this again?
So Liam recently started going back to Canada for the same reason. Like, he's only been going back for, I think, since 2019, I think, is when he was finally allowed back. So, but for the same reason. So as soon as
I
I
always
said, he
wondered,
was like, "Oh,
if
that
I murdered
sucks."
somebody, would they let me in, or are they just
No.
really not okay with drinking?
So
Okay.
no, it's any felony.
It's not a felony.
It is there. It's a felony there.
Anyway,
My
Yeah.
God.
So you
that's-
can actually, if you just like have a bunch of extra money laying around, which I'm sure you do, right? You've got a tree in the back that grows it.
Yeah.
You can actually petition to like make that not a thing, but you definitely need a lawyer for it.
well, I also know, I think in so many years I can apply to be a rehabilitated criminal.
Yeah.
But also
Yeah,
cost money.
that's
and
part
you're
of
not
it.
going
That's part of it. But
Justin Timberlake can't go to Canada?
exactly, he can't.
you mean
And
the troll
he
star?
made me feel so much better about myself recently, so I was pretty pumped to read that.
I almost died laughing when we saw a story about it popped up, and he was listed as a trolls star. Like he wasn't fucking famous before then. like that. Yes, I'll send it to you. I have a screenshot. I'll send it to you right now.
What Gen Z? That's how he's famous to them?
Apparently.
Maybe, or they don't know who he is at all anyways.
That makes me want to cry.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
send it to you right now.
So not to change the subject, but also to get on the topic of white skin on black-haired squirrels.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
Yes.
I appreciate a really good random animal fact, and I like to often share that polar bears have black skin, even though they have white fur.
Yes.
However, when I was rushing for my sorority and not getting hazed at all, because it's not something they would do,
Definitely not.
I had shared a strange animal fact with my sorority sisters I lived with before initiation night, that buzzards don't have buttholes. And so that night we were all blindfolded, and there was a bunch of guys from fraternities there, so they would ask us questions to embarrass us. And so they were like, "Kayla, tell us a fun animal fact." And I may have had insider knowledge that the guys were listening, so I was like, "Polar bears have black skin," even though they really wanted me to talk about buzzards with no buttholes. And I was like, "I am full of animal facts, and I will give you a different one each time." Ender, what?
Wombat poop. It's shaped like a cube.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I told some
another
guy
fun
on
fact to
Tinder
stash
one time
away.
something about goat's eyes, and he wasn't impressed and basically thought I was a loser for it. So I was like, "Well,
You're not getting.
He's a loser.
Yeah,
You're
who
not
doesn't
getting
appreciate
this
animal facts?"
if you don't
But
like
yeah,
my.
so 2 fun facts for you. 3, black squirrels have white skin, polar bears have black skin, and buzzards don't have buttholes. You're welcome.
Did I send you earlier while I was sending my reels of love from the throne? Did I send you the one about the hippo poop?
No.
Oh.
Because I guess while we're on the subject, it is disturbing, this video. It's unknown facts, so very, very appropriate for the discussion. Apparently, I can't even I can't handle the they move their
it's like a fan out of their. It's like a little.
They move
whoosh,
their
whoosh, whoosh.
tail while they're going poop to fling it. Look at
Interesting.
That's what we all look like giving birth, minus the tail.
Gosh, Lindsay.
I didn't realize they wagged their tails like that. I think that's more fascinating.
Okay, so keep
know
popping
this
up.
makes, because
I don't want to know the sound that it makes.
I want to know the sound that it makes. It probably makes a weird flappy noise. But
We should get
apparently
close enough to find out.
No.
Pass.
Apparently, it's a thing to attract mates. So if flinging poop around is the way to do it in the hippo world,
Oh,
so hard for humans.
dude. So, okay, I put this on Twitter, to my like one follower that sometimes comments on my stuff. But yesterday, when I was already stressed to the gills, like, how dogs will pee on stuff because they're like, oh, I'm dominant, like I have to mask the smell. But then my little twat of a dog goes and rolls in a bunch of raccoon shit and is like covered in that nastiness, and I'm like, well, like, why can't you just pee over the smell? Why do you have to smell like this? I don't get why they're attracted to that.
I don't understand. I don't get it either.
Oh, I was ready to kill her.
Did you just have to give her a bath?
Yeah, I used the last of the dog soap too, so if she does it again, I'm really gonna kill her.
Here's a solution. You're dead.
What's the gnome? What's her name? Christy Gnome. She tried to put out Christy Gnome. She was in the running for a minute to be Donald Trump's running mate.
Oh.
And she wrote a biography that she put out, and one of the stories she tells is about killing her dog. About putting down a puppy. Yes. How have you not heard this?
Oh, like euthanizing it, not just like destroying it.
No, she decided that this puppy was untrainable, so she took it to a gravel pit and shot it.
What?
Yes.
Let's take her to a gravel pit and shoot her. That's rude.
Apparently she did it with a goat too. Like the same, I think it was a goat. Fuck them goats. She's the governor of South Dakota.
I would assume like Texas.
No. She's the governor of South Dakota, and apparently a bunch of the tribal land there has banned her. Like, she can't even go onto half of her fucking state that she's the governor of.
See, I wouldn't be so quick to stereotype people that shoot things to Texas, because they could very well be from northern Michigan as well. With
not disputing that.
Recent headline.
I'm trying to find the.
Wow, she looks like she'd kill her husband.
Right? Did you just Google her?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog had an aggressive personality and was untrainable. So she just killed it. That was her solution.
I mean, if it wasn't a dog, I probably wouldn't fault her, but that's cool because it's a dog.
Yeah. Well, and it was a puppy, too. This dog was, barely a year old. And she just hadn't taken the time to train it. Christy, let's not Christy Gnome the dog, okay?
Well, if it's rolls in it again, she's being gnomed.
She's getting gnomed. I like that this is now yeah, great. Good job, guys. Perfect. Okay. So
A bird test that we need to do.
I do want you to report back. Go ask your husbands about stupid birds. And then I want to know what they say.
Okay, so I completely understand the assignment. Is it supposed to be while we are out together, outdoors, oh, look at that bird? Or can it be just we're sitting in our house and a bird's outside or something?
Yes. Either situation.
Okay.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a bird. It could be if you saw a really pretty flower somewhere. Just something that you wouldn't usually talk about.
Okay.
That is interesting enough to you that you're oh, cool.
Yeah.
My daughter, because she today was like, rock, and I was like, that's the coolest rock ever. Like, what?
Exactly. That's the response you want.
She's 2.
Well, that's fair. If Liam just like pointed at gravel and was like, "Look, babe, it's rocks," I'd be like, "Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?"
Good job.
Though sometimes I do talk to him like he's a 2-year-old, so there's that also.
Sometimes you got to. It's just the only way for them to understand.
Basically, the most productive approach.
Sometimes that's just what you gotta do.
Talking to them like children. Sorry, guys, but it's absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
Did Liam listen to that episode?
I have no idea.
He is still talking to me, so I guess there's that.
Your husband?
My husband. We talked a little bit of shit about him.
I was a little mean, and
on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he listened?
About Liam.
I don't know if he did.
Well, and about
not even telling Mike that I'm doing one. He was like, call me, and I was like, I've got a meeting. I gotta go.
Sorry, bro, you gotta wait. Okay, so let's though have a short chat because Kayla, you did miss our chat last week about
butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
Butt tufts. TUFTS. Tufts.
Could you please use it in a definition?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna ask the internet right now. Define tuft.
If I wasn't on a work computer, I would Google it, but
well,
a tuft is a bunch or collection of threads, grass, hair, etc., held or growing together at a base.
So, when you were trapped in the airport for an eternity, you had your child with you, so clearly you did not actually have time to listen to our latest episode.
I told you I wouldn't anyways. I wasn't joking.
It's okay.
You're not. Your voice isn't even on
it was good stuff. But you would have known this fun fact. We are the ones that named this thing. So when you take a shower, which now you have to do more frequently than you ever have before in your life, because you don't have a bathtub, after you have shampooed and conditioned your hair, because we also clarified that it's not always the end of the shower, you end up getting a tuft of hair stuck in your butt crack. And it was the thing that I was like, you just never talk to people about that happening, but it happens every single day. And like, what is it called? Why don't we talk about it? Are there people that don't take it out of their butt crack and they just like carry on with their day? Like,
I don't know. You know what is kind of satisfying though is like when you pull up your pants or something, you find just one strand of hair and you pull it and you can feel the whole thing come out of your butt crack. And I'm like, that's
okay. I actually also enjoy that. It's so weird. It's so weird. You're like, ooh.
And then I'm like, I can't believe this whole thing didn't break. It stayed together. Like, wow. What a world.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's magical.
Either my butt crack is tight or my hair is weak, because I feel like I don't experience that a lot lately.
I mean,
I hate that for you. I think you deserve it. It's a really great feeling.
Yes.
You know what it makes me think of, though, when you said, like, things that we don't really talk about? Have you watched, like, Bert Kreischer's comedy stuff?
I went and saw him when he was in TC this past year.
Okay, well, this is, like, one of his really old bits, but it's something I never thought about, and then I was kind of horrified. But when you wipe your booty hole, and apparently there's always, like, leftover, like, toilet paper that had just, like, rolled up that'll sit there. So he's like, oh, yeah, so then you go to sleep with your wife and you just and like blow it off. But like, I've not, you know,
this bit.
now that I'm married, whatever, but for those however long I wasn't, like, how many guys had to look at the rolled up toilet paper in my butt? That's unfortunate.
I just think about how much like prepping went into my life when I thought I might get lucky with someone before I was married. That would have
Shaving
never
your legs.
happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. Would you guys
Yeah.
like to know the last time I actually did shit? Okay, after the sugar wax situation a few weeks ago,
With your bruises?
I finally shaved my other leg, so they're both mostly smooth now.
You only stopped at one?
So bad. It didn't like the actual sugaring didn't hurt. Like when it was like pulling the hairs out, did not hurt at all. Like didn't have problems with it. But within 10 minutes of finishing that leg, I sent you guys pictures. I had those crazy bruises all over my leg.
Don't
And
like,
they lasted for
I
like
don't get how
4
you got a
days.
bruise.
I don't
And-
know either.
B, I didn't realize the sugar was supposed to pull the hairs out.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like to soften and exfoliate the skin.
No. It's like it's an alternative to waxing. Yeah. So, yeah, it took me more than a week to finally get around to shaving my other leg. And it was only because I wanted to wear a dress one day.
One day.
If I wasn't in that wedding, I would not have shaved my legs.
Okay, so we were talking about butt tufts. Kayla, how do you address your butt tufts? I assume you take them out of your butt crack.
Yeah, I mean, if I find them there, I don't leave them.
That seems fair.
Do you seek them out?
I mean, I wash my butt crack, and generally that would, like, let me feel it. But I'm not like, okay, daily check for butt tufts. So, I don't know. They may stick in there for a while.
Maybe she's one of the ones that, like, when you were reading that Reddit.
What do I do?
She Googled, and there was a person commenting on the Reddit thread that she found about how sometimes his twig and berries get hair around
wrapped
it
up.
because apparently his lady friend does not remove her tufts.
Then I think you've got, like, too much going on there. You should check it a little. But now that I think about it, guys, we could create a whole new market. Like, girls sell feet pics, like farts in a jar. We could sell
our butt tufts.
You are all about making the money?
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I will never achieve my dream with my day job. I've got to find ways to make money, and I got to be creative.
To start, like, sticking mine to the wall with, like, googly eyes to, like, surprise Trevor.
Wait, are you the guys? So there's, like, two types of girls, and I don't do this, but do you, like, your extra hair, do you put it on your shower walls and leave it, but you put it on there?
Do that.
Yeah, like if I'm like when I'm like if I get it like on my fingers, like I'll like roll it in my fingers and stick it on the wall until I'm getting out of the shower, and then I just like get all of it and put it in the trash together.
That's really responsible of you.
So it depends on what kind of drain you have. Like,
Yeah.
there are certain drains that are good at catching hair, and then, like, you don't have to worry about putting it on the wall. We have that drain, intentionally, and so I don't have to put it on the wall anymore. It goes on the drain, and then I just, like, take it out at the end. So, like,
This is the thing. I've got a high school age son who is
Oh God.
not as responsible about like, and he has long hair. And so like if there's hair on the drain, I'm sure as fuck not touching that.
Yeah.
Just having
No, thank
like
you.
a hairy husband,
Ew.
like I'm so grossed out at the thought of like all of the things that comes with your son.
What I wasn't even thinking about hair at first.
Yeah, no, I was not thinking about the hair problem either. Lindsay, I think you and I were on the same page.
Oh,
That there's
I was thinking about the hair and how like that like if you have a hairy butt and you do your husband's laundry, like lo and behold, you're probably gonna have to do a lot of like stain removers, and it's gross.
It's really fun when you have a husband that does his own laundry and doesn't use stain remover, and also tends to use. Have you guys ever heard of bag balm? I'm sure Kayla has.
I love bag. It's what I use on my tattoos.
Very cow teeth.
I use it on my tattoos. It's great for moisturizing and healing.
Well, it's also good to prevent chafing, and for some reason, Trevor Dotson uses it for some parts of things that don't see the sunshine a lot. And this has created a phenomenon where a lot of his drawers have like a little stripe down the back, and it always looks like he has like a sweaty ass.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that just like would not feel good.
Yeah.
Apparently, it leads to more comfort versus just having a natural situation going on there. So,
well, they also have like, you know, baby powder, deodorant, things that aren't going to be oily and wet.
Yeah.
I know.
This reminds me, Lindsay, thank Jesus that you're not married to my husband.
Oh, God.
Because he would hate that on his hands. And I'm going to say right now, that would be crossing the line. I would probably not put bag balm on his butt crack for him.
I would hope not, but
I feel like that's the line.
I'm actually surprised because last week I legitimately was shocked. I was shocked and awed by the things you do for Liam.
Kayla, are there things that you do for Mike that you think are weird?
Oh.
Because apparently me putting lotion on my husband and clipping his toenails is too much.
It is too much.
He makes me pick the grapes off of the vine when I buy them, but...
Oh.
That's nothing.
Oh, well, he does, like, so I have an obsession, if you haven't seen these nails yet and can't tell, but, like, I'm obsessed with cuticle cutters, and I love to just rip any nails off. So, like, he does say, like, if he has a hangnail, like, do you want to take your weapon and, like, go to town? And I'm like, yes, I do. But, like, I would never cut the rest of his toenails, just the part that inflicts pain. And I'm like, yeah, you can't get out. And, like, popping pimples, but, yeah. Oh, I love to pop pimples.
No, thank you. I pass on that.
What?
I think part of it though is because Liam has never had an acne problem. Like he doesn't get pimples. He just doesn't
get very many, so it is kind of disappointing. Yeah. I'm like, this is not fun.
I wish you had more zits. Come on now.
Yeah.
So wait, what else do you do besides clip his toenails? I'm really stuck on that part.
You should be, because that's disgusting.
He doesn't like the feel. He doesn't like the feel of lotion on his hands. And so if he's like if his heels are really dry, or if he just like wants lotion on something, don't be pervs. Like I will put I'll put lotion on him so that his hands don't, because he doesn't like how it feels on his hands.
Okay, yeah, I got it. So, I've put lotion on Mike's like feet and stuff just because he asked me to, not because he has like a weird thing about his hands, and then I just get annoyed, like, why can't you do this yourself? But I do it. I've never thought of it as being weird.
Thank you. It's not weird, Lindsay.
It's weird that you cut his toenails.
It is weird. Like, he's not disabled.
That's true.
Physically.
I don't think it's weird. I don't like them to be long, and he doesn't care. So
Right. And that's the part that's even worse still, is like the fact that he can walk around with his talon, probably yellow, nasty ass toenails and not be bothered that he's bothering other people with them. And you have to take matters into your own hands, literally. That is so horrible.
what is that face, Kayla?
It just makes me think of a lot of the weird and gross things that I've done, like, for myself, not for him. And I'm just like, well, I'm glad our whole lives are not on display. Always.
I mean, being a human is a very disgusting experience in general. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
we are all this gross.
Nasty, dirty people.
Hopefully behind closed doors, but like every once in a while.
Comes out for everyone to see.
I just think it's beautiful that, like, when you're a kid, you don't realize some things are, like, not either, like, socially acceptable or things that you should do in public, so they just don't care, and they do all their weird stuff in front of people. And now I'm just like, the things I used to do in grade school, I'm like, I would gross so many people out these days. Oops.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yay!
I have a party to go to, and I have to change clothes before I go to it, so that I look like a pretty, pretty princess.
And I have to go get my oil change.
Is it
Because
a
there's gonna
darty
be
or a
ponies. It is an 8-year-old's birthday party. So yeah.
Yeah, but let's be real. It's Ray. It's gonna be a darty.
I was gonna say, I imagine if it's Ray, it still will be, you know, shenanigans.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And there's gonna be ponies. That's legitimately the only reason I'm going.
Well,
Can you please ride one?
Yeah.
Can there please be a video or a picture?
I'll try.
Be careful, those
I'm not
bitches
making-
bite.
I'm not making any promises right now. These are trained ponies from a professional that takes them for pony rides. I'm not just getting on a random pony.
Everybody can jump on. Are they like mini ponies?
I honestly don't know. I'm not fucking there yet. All I was told is that there will be ponies.
She wants to be.
Okay.
She wants to be, and
I look forward to
also
the
So I'm gonna go put on
trained,
a pretty pink dress, and then I'm gonna go to the pony party.
Dresses and ponies don't.
Shh.
that could actually lead to funny situations. So let's let it happen.
You do you. It's fine. You're fine.
And just keep in mind that even though they are professional ponies, there is still a chance that one could freak out. So don't be nervous. It's fine.
I'm not nervous. I'm very excited.
On that note, we are going to talk next week about the different things that people do in their lives and may or may not be considered classy or trashy depending on how much money you have. So we look forward. We look forward.
Yes.
Justin Timberlake, classy. Kayla, you're a piece of trash.
I bet the mugshots are equally sexy, though.
That's probably true. I believe that.
His was in the Hamptons, so it's already classy.
Same state. I am catching on to it here. Problems in New York. So thank you for joining us today. We look forward to sharing our lives and insights and shit. I love this outro with all of you. As always, also thank you to our sponsors, our husbands, for putting up with our BS. And
antics.
Take care. Keep on keeping on, everyone.
Yes. Okay, love you.
Bye.
Come back and listen to us. Bye.
Icicle.